Sid Mosley. I'm one of the salesmen at Gator-Made Trailers. Today we're at the proving grounds for our Gator-Mades. We're out here on the farm, and we just wanted to bring a little bit different approach in a video for you guys, because it seems like sometimes we're just not fully getting the point across of why Gator. So today we're going to go tip to tail on this trailer, and the topic of this particular video is how to buy a gooseneck trailer. There's going to be a lot to this video. It's going to be very detailed, very comprehensive. We're going to go through things that perhaps you've never seen before, and these are the things that makes it extremely important for you as a farmer, a business owner, a startup hotshot business. It doesn't matter. This is going to apply to anyone who is in the market for a quality gooseneck trailer. For this video, we chose the most common stock trailer that we build. Behind us is a 25+5 24.9K dual tandem gooseneck trailer. Now we chose this one, because it's the most common, and two, because it covers pretty much anything we talk about today is going to cover you, whether it's a 20+5 length all the way up to 45-foot length. We make them in 5-foot increments, and this exact trailer, it shares the same frame, whether we do the 24.9 GVW all the way up to a 40,000 pound GVW. So when picking, okay, you're going to call Gator-Made, and I'm going to ask you a series of questions, along with, if you get a hold of someone else, they're going to ask you a series of questions. We're not trying to meddle in your business. We're doing our very best to help you choose wisely, and you choose the correct trailer that's going to, one, safely cover the load, two, legally cover the load, and number three, comfortably carry the load. For the purpose of this video, Farmer Jordan is our customer. Farmer Jordan has a 100-horse New Holland tractor. He's going to be using the trailer on the farm mainly to haul his tractor from farm to farm and do a little bit of hay work with it. So what we chose is going to work best for him is this particular trailer, a 25+5 with two 10,000 pound Dexter oil bath axles on 16-inch 10-ply radial tires. So after we've decided the correct trailer, what we're going to do on this is we're going to go from the tip to the tail, and we're going to do a very comprehensive breakdown of everything on the trailer so that you understand why to choose Gator-Made. So now we're going to jump into the meat and potatoes of what makes a Gator-Made trailer a Gator-Made trailer. The most important part of a gooseneck is how is it made. The Gator-Made gooseneck is built with anti-flex technology. Says it right here. Well, what does that mean, Jordan? Let me show you. 14-inch, 22 pound per foot high tensile I-beam, nose to tail with a 5-inch flange. What does that even mean? One, it's bigger than anybody in the business. Why is the point of that? One, the taller the beam takes out vertical flex. Number two, the wider flange takes out the torsional flex. Torsional flex and vertical flex is what destroys inferior trailers. We pair that up with a 6-inch Schedule 40 torque tube on all lengths of Gator-Made trailers, even 20+5 and 25+5. That, along with the truss undercarriage, gives this trailer a 44,000 pound rated frame. A 44,000 pound rated frame is very heavy duty. That gives you a 5-year structural warranty when you choose a Gator-Made. All the years we've been making this trailer, we've never had a frame failure. So right now we're underneath the Gator-Made gooseneck. We're going where very few men have gone before, up underneath. As you look here, you're going to see a lot of metal, a lot of professional work here. First and foremost, we're going to talk about the cross members. All the cross members in Gator-Made goosenecks are structural steel. The big difference between this and other trailers is most guys use a cheaper form steel. The form steel, the way you'll notice it, is it doesn't have the sharp edge on the side. What does it really mean to you? There's not a lot to say other than structural steel is better than form steel. So when you look at a trailer like this, the cross members go through the I-beam. Okay, that's what we call a pierced frame trailer. We're literally piercing the frame to run the cross member through. So one of the industry practices to cut this hole out is to use a plasma cutter. I don't know the exact temperature that a plasma cutter burns, but it's extremely hot. What that does when you cut that out, you temper the steel every 16 inches or 20 inches, however far someone chooses to run their cross members. So we use a procedure called cold punch. We have a gigantic press that professionally cuts this hole out perfectly every single time. It's stronger, it's better, and it does not affect the integrity of your I-beam, which actually in the end causes failures. Looking on over, we have a rectangular 2x6 box tubing side rail. This side rail is far superior to what most are running, which is C-channel. This, you actually can see it's solid on the back side. It's stronger, so all of your chain spools, your rub rail, stake pockets, they're all attached to something extremely strong. And then as you look underneath this trailer, another huge benefit you get with this Gator-Made, if you pay attention, you don't see any wiring underneath this trailer at all, except for where it pops out for the axles. All of your electrical wiring is ran inside of the box tubing, which makes a huge advantage for you if you're ever out in the farm like these fields here. You're not going to get your wiring hung and snag on a stick or an old fence post or something out in the field and rip your wiring out of your trailer. Part of the anti-flex technology on the trailer is we do what's called a truss undercarriage underneath the trailer. If you look here, you see that your corner knee brace, instead of just going from here to the side of the beam the way most trailers are, it actually goes up, welds into the I-beam, back across to the other side. What that does is that eliminates torsional flex even more than a knee brace will. The knee brace style, if you load one side of the trailer heavier than the other, it will cause a pinching effect of the I-beam and literally make the beam do this. So on the Gator-Made, if you load this thing too heavy on one side with the truss underbody, it's pulling from the other side, therefore it doesn't flex, therefore it lasts you much longer. Here's one thing that is really unknown in the business. This is probably one of the biggest smoke and mirror techniques that I see, and this is going on with some very large manufacturers. Listen, that's a 6-inch Schedule 40 torque tube. That is a substantial piece of material. What that torque tube does is that eliminates more of the torsional flex in the bed. So if you ride through a ditch line somewhere, you got the trailer loaded super heavy, you're just out in some rough terrain, maybe in the oil patch somewhere, working in the fields, that further takes away even more of the flex in the bed. And every one of these things we're doing is to make your trailer last longer, but it also makes it pull substantially better because you don't have all that flex running through the frame to the seat of your pants. Now, something huge in the business is there are some other companies that do use torque tubes. I encourage you to peck on one of them, the way we're doing here on the Gator-Made. That's 1/4-inch wall material. Our competitors, they're barely using anything larger than a muffler pipe. It's just there for looks. It can't do anything for you. While we're talking about how the trailer's made, I want to walk back here to the business end of the trailer where all the real work's being done, the dovetail and ramp. So I'm going to open this up and show you how all this works. And just to be real, I've gotten old working for this company. I've got a bad shoulder, bad back. Yes, I've done that pushing pencils. So now we're on the back, the business end of the trailer here. A couple things we want to key in on is bigger and better. So the dovetail, you'll see the size of these cleats, they're massive. You can pan in here. We use a 3x3 cleat, where most guys use a 2x2 cleat. You've got your strong rectangular box tubing side rail. And then on the dovetail ramp itself, you have a 3x2, and you say, well, why do you do that? Well, the steeper on this side gives you a little better traction when loading maybe a tracked piece of equipment or a tired piece of equipment. Gives it just a little more something to bite into. You look at your ramp here, it's what we call a quad beam design. You have 4 big triangles that make up the structure. And then with the big cleats involved there, what that does, if you've got a tracked piece of equipment, let's say you're loading a D3 dozer on here, a little case 450, so any type of dozer or tracked equipment, the steel cleats are rough on anything. It does not, and it cannot peel the cleats out of the dovetail. I want to focus on one more thing, Jordan, while we're back here. We always get customers saying, oh, I'm concerned about dragging my dovetail. Oh boy, what am I gonna do? First and foremost, on a Gator-Made, we run a shorter bumper plate on all of our trailers. This shorter bumper plate, one, gives you more ground clearance. As you can see, this trailer's sitting actually nose up a little bit. We still got 16 inches of clearance on the back end of this, which is a lot. And then if you can, I want to show something here. We always make the joke that if you did drag this dovetail, let's say you go out in this field and you drop it in a hole, everything back here is in box tubing. So your lights are not exposed on this particular trailer. So what that allows is if it does drag, it's not going to rip every light you have out of the rear end of your trailer. Just another way that we took some extra effort to make your trailer last you longer and be trouble-free. So we discussed we already used the largest framework in the business. How do we tie that together? That matters most. It's the fine details that makes the difference between mediocrity and quality. The gusseting work, how we tie the beams together. You'll see a very nice gusset through here with, pay attention to the very smooth and professional welds. You have gussets underneath. Most companies only butt weld that and don't even put gussets on it. You move up front to the 30,000 pound coupler. You see how clean and professional the welds are here. Then on the back of our coupler, we add extra material here. We've got an extra gusset plate on the back of the neck. And what that does is that pulls flex out of it from here, giving you a more smooth and comfortable ride. You come up on top of the neck. Gator-Made runs this really attractive arrow plate on the top of the neck. And not only does it look really good, it's also tying those beams together very well up top, and it eliminates a lot of the air that normally gets sucked into the neck area, keeps it from buffeting against your load. This kicks it up and above the load. Not getting ahead of ourselves here, but while we were talking about gussets and overall quality, really want to step back here and show you something on the rear of the trailer. Check out the gusseting work on the tail. We put a nice fat plate on top, as you can see on the inside on the rectangular box tubing side rails where those are tied together. We put a diamond gusset on it, as well as a diamond gusset even on a rub rail. Now if we're taking that kind of effort for the rub rail, just know deep down you're covered throughout on the trailer. So we tackled how the trailer's made first and foremost. So now we're gonna move on to the second most important thing, the components used to make the trailer. Most of the time this is an afterthought for most of our consumers, and it should be super important to you. What I mean by that, there are certain things as manufacturers we don't make. We don't make jacks, we don't make couplers, we don't make LED lights, and we sure don't make axles to go underneath the trailer. So these are things that you as the end consumer should be extremely concerned about the quality that goes on there. First thing I'm going to talk to you about is Jost jacks. We choose to partner with Jost, one, because they're the best. They're made in the United States. They're not an imported jack. They're 2-speed and they're 50,000 pound rated. Now why do we choose this jack? Because it's more expensive? No. We choose it because it's what works. We want you to be happy. This has a 2-speed gearbox that actually works. As you see, that's shifting gears so easy. It is butter smooth. That's your low gear. To go to high gear, you push it in. It is so fast. Unbelievable how good these jacks work. I'm stressing this to you because I've worked for this company a long time and I've used every jack known to man over the years. These things are a pleasure to use. They work, they're smooth, and you'll be happy with them. Okay. Moving up to the front of the trailer, we choose a 30,000 pound rated coupler on every one of our goosenecks. Now this particular trailer only being rated at 24,900 pounds. Why do you have to use this? Because it's what works, it's overkill, and it's gonna hold up for you. This particular is fully adjustable. It's easy to use. It's gonna match up to most any vehicle made. While we're actually up here, I did forget to mention a key point when we were talking about the neck of the trailer earlier. We built a 6-inch taller neck riser on all of our goosenecks, and the neck riser is this vertical portion. The purpose of this is the modern day diesel pickup truck, they're getting big, and a lot of you guys put 35-inch tires, 37-inch tires. You're just making your trucks huge. A typical trailer under heavy articulation, the neck will get into the bedside, especially if you have a pickup. Where we do a 6-inch taller neck riser, you have full clearance. You don't have to be so concerned about crushing your tailgate or your bedside. Next thing we're going to talk about, how's it equipped? Axles. This better be very, very important to you. We choose the best brand in North America, Dexter axles. Dexter axles are flat out the best axle that you can buy in America. The quality is unbelievable. They're extremely durable axles. Their service for this axle, if you ever have a problem, these have a 5-year warranty on them. And their service centers all throughout the United States with parts availability. This is a wearable component. Brakes will wear out. Bearings will need replaced. With this axle, you can get those parts anywhere. The Dexter axle uses a really nice cap. It's called a fortress cap. And you look at it, one, it's aesthetically pleasing, but you have a rubber stopper right here in the center. You pluck that out, and if you ever need to add oil, you simply just fill from right here. And to drain, you spin your wheel around and you pull this Allen head and you drain your 90 weight gear oil out of this axle. So they're set up to be very easy to service and maintain for you as the end user. While we're talking about this axle, one thing that we do choose to do that's different, we upgrade the suspension package on every one of our dual tandem 8-tire trailers. This has a 44,000 pound HDSS suspension. HDSS stands for heavy duty spring suspension. Now what does that do for you? Well, there's a bunch. One, it's super strong. So we know a lot of you guys, you overload your stuff. So it's gonna hold up. 2, it's adjustable. If you ever knock this trailer out of alignment, you can realign this particular trailer just like you do a pickup truck if you knock it out of alignment. So that is some huge things in keeping your trailer pulling smooth, having good ride quality, and reducing wear and tear on your tires. So we've covered 2 things. We covered 1, how it's made. 2, we covered the components used to put the trailer together. The third one that should be very important for you as the end consumer is the features. The features is what makes you actually enjoy the trailer, and it's what makes it a pleasure to actually work with. So as we go along here, there's a lot to this trailer. And one thing I want you to really key in on is these are standard features on a Gator-Made. Most everything that I'm going to talk about here is 1, not even offered from our competitors, or 2, if it is, it's an option and it comes at a big price. These things, again, are standard features on a Gator-Made. First thing I'm going to hit, we already mentioned it, Jost 2-speed jacks. That's something that if it is offered from somewhere, it's an option. Certainly not a standard feature. Trailer has safety steps, which all trailers have a safety step, but this has a real safety step on both driver and passenger side, with a fantastic handle to get you on and off of the trailer, as well as a handle to get you in and out of the bed of your truck when you're doing a drop and hook. That's one of those things that just makes life so pleasurable when you're actually working with your trailer. We do a really nice safety package. It's standard on all of our trailers. With that, it comes factory with a mounted fire extinguisher, as well as inside of your toolbox, which we'll mention that, a nice toolbox with a lid holder. See that, Farmer Jordan? Inside your toolbox, you're gonna have a safety triangle kit. And why do we do this? Most of you are commercial, you're actually out on the highways with these things, and DOT, that's a requirement to have not only a fire extinguisher and a set of safety triangles in your tow vehicle, so we do it for you on the trailer automatically. Next thing I'm going to talk about, Jordan, it's standard, is a deluxe LED light package. If you pay attention here, this has the really nice 6-inch oval rubber recessed lights with additional markers on it, midship turn light down the side, and you see these lights are flashing. We wire all of our LED lights into your brake and turn signals to increase your overall visibility. It's a very nice feature. We'll come back here, Jordan, show a couple things. This has been a smash hit for years, but we do a 30-inch rear-facing LED light bar. The obvious reason for that is so that you can safely load at night. But as you can see, it also has your brake and turn signal built into this LED light, so it's just an added level of safety for you and the motorist on the road today. They can see what you're doing instead of solely having to focus on the rear tail lights of the trailer. Other things on the trailer that are standard, a lot of people ask us what this particular piece of metal is here. That is a winch receiver mount. What that is for is if you buy yourself a 12,000-pound winch, you mount it to a winch cradle. It will pin on to the trailer just like it would if you put it in the front bumper or rear bumper of a pickup truck. That way you can take it on and off of your trailer. We also have it pre-set up with a super clean gusset hole cut into your toolbox where you would naturally mount your 12-volt deep cycle marine battery. So you got a super clean hole to run your power cable through is standard. If you don't want to use this, we get a lot of guys that they want to use something different. You can cut this off if you want. If this isn't agreeable with you, then you have this heavy plate here that is standard on the trailer that you can bolt to, weld to, do whatever you need to right off the trailer side. For load securement, this trailer, it's ready. It comes standard with some weld-on D-rings in the front of the trailer, right behind the neck. You got some welded in the dead center of the dovetail, which we'll see those here in just a moment. Obvious things, you have rub rail. Any trailer has that, but this is thicker. You have stake pockets. That's made for flat blade hooks. This is one a lot of people have it confused. This is called a chain spool. A chain spool is the way you need to be in this. This is what you need to use if you're using chains and binders. So what you do is you wrap your chain around this and back into itself. It eliminates any pinch point that would typically tear a stake pocket or rub rail, keeping all the stuff inside of the rail as well. As we move back, we do mud flaps. Easily overlooked. Front and rear on the trailer. We order all of our axles with the upgraded cap. We mentioned to you before while we were covering axles, we also upgrade it with 44,000-pound HDSS suspension. That's standard. Okay, now we're at the back of the trailer at the Gator Big Ramp. These come standard with a fantastic system that holds the ramp down. It's just a latch. The purpose of this is to keep it from rattling and beating and banging. I can assure you, if you do not have this on your trailer, you'll probably see our competitors going down the road with a strap across their ramps, doing that. It's absolutely ridiculous. We hold your ramp down. These are triple spring assisted. Again, one-handed operation. Just to demonstrate, one-handed. They also come standard with a stand-up kit. It's a really nice feature that the ramps have on them. The purpose of that is if you had our 100 horse New Holland with a implement behind it, and we're at 27 feet overall. Obviously we couldn't close our ramps down. We don't want to lay the 40-inch big ramp against our expensive equipment, so we just take the standard kit, prop the ramp up in the vertical position, and let our implement sit on the dovetail. In closing, we're going to do two things. We're going to load the tractor here in just a moment, show you how easy the 40-inch wide Gator big ramp is to use, and we're going to show you how bright this 30-inch LED bar light is on the trailer. We hope that this video has given you just a touch more information that'll help you to make a good decision, make a wise investment moving forward. We really appreciate you. If you need to talk to us about anything, you can give us a call at 606-679-6893. Visit us on the website, www.gatormade.com. And we have all the social medias as well, Facebook, Instagram, and whatever else is out there. We thank you for your time.
Gator-Made, America's selected best. To learn more about our big muscle professional grade trailers, visit Gatormade.com and find us on Facebook and YouTube.
Jibber jabber about anything.
Jibber jabber about anything. Jibber jabber about anything. Jibber jabber about anything. I like to jibber jabber about a few things about this fantastic Gator-Made trailer. Today, I'm going to put my hands in my pockets